bentornati sulla live al canale Douglas Channel in compagnia del suo protagonista di schermo NikJDouglas. E siamo qui ora a riprendere la nostra storia di Hellblade, titolo in questione. Riprenderemo subito da dove abbiamo lasciato. Un attimo solo che sto aggiustando i volumi delle cuffie. Prova 1 2 3. Sì, ora mi dovreste sentire bene. E allora iniziamo, continua. Oh, ecco il primo telespettatore, ciao! Mi raccomando, lasciate un like e supportate il canale condividendo con i vostri amici, follower, i vostri banner, condividete, mi raccomando. Allora, siamo qui, siamo partiti da lì in fondo, dobbiamo recuperare l'anima di nostro marito, Dillion. Quelli che sto affrontando sono le mie paure, le mie ansie. Quelle che sto affrontando sono le mie paure e le mie ansie. Passo dopo passo sto avanzando verso la mia meta finale: salvare mio marito e uscire da tutto quest'incubo. Riscaldiamo i tasti, L1 schiva, no, X schiva, cerchio salta, R1 difende, quadrato e triangolo primo attacco e secondo attacco, L1 corre. Minchia, siamo arrivati alla resa dei
You betrayed the gods in search of Dillion, in search of love. Look where that's got you.
Per cercare l'amore, guarda dove sei andato.
Go with your battle.
Smetti di combattere, smetti di cercare la redenzione, smetti di cercare Dillion, tuo marito.
Don't let your darkness hurt anyone
Fece per
else.
male ad altre persone. No, no. Oh! Wow, minchia, sono troppi. Anche un mini boss. Allora, siete pronti? Rilassati? Andiamo. Avanti. Che fai? Ti vedi? Non fa male, bro. Avanti. Uso il superpotere. Devo scappare, devo scappare. Scappa, 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 scappa. No. Ma mi intontiscono. Alzati. Senua. È il tuo animo combattivo che te lo chiede, alzati. No, non in the stop. Un amburino. Mi devono ridare mio marito. Allora, gli quadrati sono colpi veloci, rapidi e veloci, ma poco danno. Triangolo è colpo potente, insomma. Tutto forte, bro. Vedi, io sto vedendo, rallenta il tempo. No, ma ci fatto pigliare. Dove sto? Ritirare tattica. Via. Cazzo siete? Cavolo siete? Behind you, è dietro. Oh.
Let go of Dillian.
Alzati, Senua. Non è ancora il momento. Ma no! Che è successo? Lei combatte anche due re interiori. Tutto quello che sta affrontando è solo frutto della sua immaginazione. Ormai la storia è giunta alla fine. Il dilemma è chi gli rega queste ferite, se le autoinfligge. È tutto frutto della sua immaginazione, non è reale. Sta chiamando suo marito. È quel sacchetto davanti a lei. All'interno è custodita la testa mozzata del marito. Cosa che lei vuole usare per riportarla indietro, da riavere la sua anima. Se tu sei una menzogna e l'oscurità non esiste, allora tu non l'hai mai portato via, vero? E non posso salvare Dillion. Volume a palla, luci spente. Modalità sport inserita alla televisione. Ma stai ridendo, no? Ma stai ridendo.
Is that what you want me to believe?
È questo che vuoi farmi credere?
After all you've done to
Dopo
me?
tutto quello che hai
To
fatto a
him?
me e a lui.
You're not a liar. But you're a liar.
Non sei una menzogna. Ma sei di certo un bugiardo.
You crawled
Ti
into
sei
me
insinuato dentro me a
to
confondermi e
confuse me and
illudermi.
deceive me.
Ma io so che lui è
I
qui,
know this.
che la tieni
I
imprigionato.
know you have him.
Cosa vogliamo fare, Senua? Il tuo animo guerriero te lo
That's
chiede,
what you want, isn't it?
ti darò la mia vita. È questo quello che vuoi, è vero? La mia anima.
Take it.
Prendila, sarò la tua schiava guerriera. Combatterà con te nel Ragnarok, là al fine dei tempi,
I'll fight with you.
se lo lascerai libero. Muori. Simo, Senua sta in dall'oscurità all'oscurità. Da dentro l'oscurità lei parla, all'interno dell'oscurità lei viene ascoltata. Muori. Ha posto il dilemma all'oscurità. Ha lasciato il posto all'oscurità di tutti i problemi che aveva. Un barlume di speranza si accende negli occhi di Senua. Ma se non lo farai, dovrai uccidermi, perché non mi rimane altro. Nessuna paura, niente odio, nessuno scopo, nulla.
No quest. Nothing.
Nothing.
And you will have no power over me.
E non hai alcun potere su di me. Io li dovevo massacrare. No, non deve andare così la storia. Il rimorso di non aver abbattuto tutti è più forte. Solo dopo, solo in seguito, si verrà a scoprire che questa trama offre più finali e quindi in base a dove, in base a come ci si gioca, a come lo si gioca, offre un finale. Pronti, vai! Allora, corsa. Non c'è troppo la corsa.
Your own father. You betrayed the gods in search of their Look where that's got you. Let go of the battle. Let go of the earth. Let go of the earth. Don't let your darkness hurt anyone else.
Già. Sono lento.
Watch out!
Ah.
Watch out! Watch out! Behind you.
Cazzo, ti colpisco prima, bro.
Behind you. Careful, Sam.
Ci sta. Oh.
Watch out! Watch out! Behind you.
Combatti Senua. Oh.
Watch out! Behind you.
Morire attivato. Vi distruggo. No,
Let go, Senua.
no.
Your battle.
Ok, questo è quest'ultimo altro che ci rialziamo. No, no, no. No, vabbè, ha fatto tutto il discorso. Eh. Spero di aver offerto un buon gameplay. Mi raccomando ragazzi, signore e signori, mi raccomando, salve a tutti. Non vi dimenticate di supportare il canale lasciando un like e condividendo fra i vostri amici e i vostri follower. Benvenuti su Douglas Channel.
If you were alive, and
Se tu
there's
sei una
no
menzogna e l'oscurità non esiste,
then you never
allora tu
took
non
it.
l'hai mai portato via, vero?
And I can't save them.
E non posso salvare Dillion, suo marito, che quello vuole recuperare l'anima, la sua anima, l'anima del marito e riportarlo in vita a fianco a sé.
Is that what you want me to believe?
E questo che vuoi farmi
After all
credere,
you've done to me?
dopo tutto quello
To
che hai
him?
fatto a me e a lui.
You're not alive.
No,
But you're a
tu non sei
liar.
una menzogna, ma sei di certo un bugiardo. Ti sei insinuato dentro di me per
You
confondermi
convinced me
e
to
illudermi.
confuse me and deceive
Ma
me.
io so che lui è qui, che lo tieni imprigionato.
I know you have him.
Devi posare l'anima del marito,
I'll give you my life,
ti darò la mia vita. E questo è quello che vuoi, non è vero?
my
La
soul.
mia anima.
Take it.
Prendila, sarò la tua schiava guerriera.
I'll be
Combatterò con te nel Ragnarok.
I'll fight with you at Ragnarok.
Se lo lascerai libero.
If you release him.
I colori dell'anima.
But if you won't,
Ma se non lo farai, dovrai uccidermi,
have to kill me.
perché non mi rimane
Because
altro.
I've got nothing left.
Nessuna paura,
No fear.
niente odio, nessuno scopo,
No quest.
nulla.
And you
E non ha alcun potere su di me.
over me.
Senza paura, Senua. Senza paura. Non fa niente, va, non fa niente. Se servirà a far tornare l'anima di nostro marito indietro, non fa niente. Mo rialzati però. È il tuo spirito guerriero che te lo invoca.
I learned the hard way to not be afraid of death, so
Ho imparato sulla mia pelle a non temere la morte, Senua. Perché una vita senza perdita è una vita senza amore.
is one without love.
Una vita senza perdite
You turn your back on death,
significa una vita senza amore.
and all you can see
Quindi
is
se
the
ci stanno in
shadow
perdite ci sta l'amore.
casts.
Volta le spalle alla morte.
The longer you hide from it,
Più a
the
lungo
longer the
cerchi di
shadow
nasconderti,
grows
più a lungo le
until
ombre si espanderanno.
all
Ma
you
non
can
vedere
see
altro che
is
oscurità.
dark. When our time comes,
Quando giungerà la nostra ora,
we must look death in the eye
dovremo guardare la morte negli occhi,
and
coglierla
embrace it
come un
as a
amico.
friend.
Solo allora potremo lasciare andare la paura ed emergere dalla nostra oscurità.
Only then can we let go of
Che
our fear
significa? Allora amma condurre una vita sempre nell'oscurità.
and emerge from that darkness.
Never forget what it is like to see the world as a child, Senua. Every autumn leaf is like a work of art. Every rolling cloud a moving picture. Every day a new story. We too emerge from this magic, like a wave from the ocean, only to return to the sea. Do not mourn the waves, the leaves, and the clouds. Even in darkness, the wonder and the beauty of this world never leaves us. It is always there, waiting to be seen again.
Oh no. Oh. It's the rocks. The darkness is back. The darkness is back. Wait. 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 What is it? It feels... It's different. It feels... Is it okay?
This is where my story once began. And so it has to end here. Because I cannot see further than this.
Follow us.
Vieni con noi,
We have another story to tell.
ci sono altre storie da raccontare.
My friend. Go with her. This now will be your story to witness.
Questa storia.
Goodbye.
Addio. Saremo testimoni di questa storia e se decideremo di portarla avanti affronteremo nuove storie in compagnia di Senua. Che titolo, mamma mia, che titolo. Come in un mare, la considero una perla, all'interno di una conchiglia. devo stare lì in attesa che qualcuno la trovi.
Please don't go. I
Normale.
want you to stay.
Sì,
I'm begging you,
è la cena, no?
please don't leave here. I don't want you to
Cattivo.
hate for all the hurt that you feel. The world is just illusion.
Spero che ne facciano un seguito di questa storia. E se ci fanno a noi, compagni di viaggio di Senua, spero ci diano pure la possibilità di interagire con il personaggio.
Divine purpose blesses them. Well, that's not what I believe, and it doesn't matter anyway. A part of your soul ties you to the next world, or maybe to the last, but I'm still not sure. But what I do know is to us the world is different, as we are to the world. I guess you would know that. Please don't go, I want you to stay. I'm begging you, please. Please don't leave here. I don't want you to hate for all the hurt that you feel. The world is just illusion, trying to change you. Please don't go, I want you to stay. I'm begging you, please. Oh, please don't leave here. I don't want you to change for all the hurt that you feel. This world is just illusion, always trying to change you. Please don't go, I want you to stay. I'm begging you, please. Please don't leave here. I don't want you to hate for all the hurt that you feel. The world is just illusion, trying to change you. Please don't go, I want you to stay. I'm begging you, please. Oh, please don't leave here. I don't want you to change for all the hurt that you feel. This world is just illusion, always trying to change you.
stormy seas and lost souls.
How is it?
She's dreamt of this before.
It's coming. Is it?
They say dreams are visions of our memories, thoughts and fears, as seen by our inner eye. But what if each one of us is always dreaming, even when awake? And we only see what our inner eye creates for us. Is this what hell is? A world shaped by Senua's nightmares. Maybe that's why people fear seeing the world through her eyes.
Yes, she's scared.
Because if you believe that Senua's reality is twisted, you must accept that yours might be too.
Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice is a video game about Senua, a Celtic warrior on a vision quest into Viking territory. But what sets our hero Senua apart is that she suffers from severe psychotic mental illness.
He knows she's getting closer. He can feel her coming closer. She's getting closer. They're watching.
The original idea for Hellblade was to create a classic hero's journey, a journey of suffering, but one where the fantasy world is not another planet or alternate universe, but a world that is constructed in Senua's mind. But to do so would mean putting psychotic mental illness at the center of the experience, a subject that is still considered taboo, and a challenge that was both terrifying and exciting in equal measure. In Hellblade, the starting point was a newly discovered Celtic goddess called Senua in Ashwell, Hertfordshire. When first discovered, her name was thought to be Senua, a name which I liked and kept. I wondered if Senua might have been a Celtic warrior like Boudica who stood up to the Romans. While the Romans had conquered all of Europe, there was a group of Celts up in the furthest reaches of the Roman Empire that could not be conquered, the Picts. And so the Romans built a wall, called Hadrian's Wall, that spans across Britain from sea to sea to keep the Pictish barbarians at bay. The Picts were known for their war paint, painted on with woad, and their matted hair clumped with lime. And so Senua would be a barbarian Pict in this image.
What's your name?
Senua,
I haven't seen you before.
I don't leave home much.
Oh, Zenua's daughter.
I have to go.
Wait.
Orkney is off the coast of Scotland and was inhabited by the Picts, steeped in history and mystery, and so I made Orkney Senua's home and set the stage for a crisis. In the late 8th century, the first Vikings landed on the Orkney Islands. The population of the Picts crashed thereafter, replaced by the Norsemen of the 9th century. Were they wiped out? We don't know for sure, but it would seem likely given the reputation of the Vikings. The Northmen's brutality is legendary. High-ranking leaders and chieftains of the tribes they conquered were often offered as sacrifice to their gods. The most brutal of these sacrifices was known as the Blood Eagle. I imagine Senua as a young female warrior who returns home from exile to find her partner, Dillion, brutally sacrificed to a Norse god by these hellish warriors from a faraway land. I imagine the horror of this moment and how it would have dragged her deep into mental torment.
Quindi se lei parte nell'avventura, nella saga, nel capitolo, nella trama, se lei parte già con questi, tra virgolette, traumi
I came to
mentali,
learn that the Celts had a sophisticated and nuanced perspective on the nature of mental disorder. One term they used was Gelt. A Gelt is a man or woman who has been driven mad by a curse, battle trauma, or grief. The Gelt would take to a life in the woods in search of penance, punishment, and purgation. And so Senua became a in the wilds. Another word the Celts used in reference to mental disorders was truth, meaning fool, or
Liar.
one who utters the words of God. They tell of the mad sinner who flees battle into exile and takes on a beastly nature, growing feathers on his body. The character called Truth in Hellblade is based on a little-known person called Findan, an 8th century Irish Celt who was captured and enslaved by the Vikings, but eventually escaped to Orkney where he became a monk.
I will tell you my stories of hell, if I may walk with you.
Upon meeting Senua, it would be his stories that fuel her quest deep into their world of gods.
The Northmen say the world will come to an end. The sun will grow black, the earth will sink into the sea, the stars will disappear, fire and water will meet, flames will play against the sky, the heavens and earth and all the world will be burned, all the gods will be dead, and the warriors of Valhalla beaten everywhere. Senua, prepare yourself for Ragnarok, for it is nigh.
So the stage was set for a new adventure, a journey into the Norse underworld called Hell, a vision quest fueled by madness and myth, a fantasy that was created by Senua's own mind, and one that we would experience through her eyes.
This is your mission. This is your quest. There is nothing else left.
To make a game about a warrior with psychotic mental illness as its central theme was fraught with danger. Mental illness, such as psychosis, is still taboo and rarely acknowledged in a century of cinema, never mind the new medium of games. Where it does feature, it often conflates psychosis and psychopathy associated with a lack of empathy. It is unfortunate that these two words sound so similar that they are used interchangeably in media. I must admit that I didn't have to look very far to discover my own ignorance of the subject. So we reached out to Paul Fletcher, psychiatrist and professor of health neuroscience at University of Cambridge.
Psychosis is a descriptive term, and it refers to having a loss of contact with objective reality. So it's characterized by two main sets of symptoms. One of them is hallucinations, where somebody experiences perceptions when there is no actual objective thing out there to perceive.
You're already dead. Who are you?
And the other is delusions, where somebody comes to very often bizarre, unpleasant, frightening beliefs when there's no good evidence in favour of them.
There's no doubt about it. The source of the darkness is in Helheim. And the goddess Hela holds his soul there.
We reached out to Welcome, a biomedical research charity that spends billions on research and awareness programs aimed at improving health.
Mental health hasn't always been presented in the media in a way that is particularly helpful. It can be challenging to engage people with the subject matter, and there are a lot of preconceived ideas about mental health, and particularly schizophrenia and psychosis. So we hope our support allows the team to continue to collaborate with Paul Fletcher and with those who have experience of psychosis to create a game that provides a fresh perspective on the condition and allows audiences to engage with it in a way that just wouldn't be possible in any other medium.
What started out as a brief consultation convinced me that we were only scratching the surface of an immensely deep and interesting subject that could enrich and change the very nature of the game.
That's cool. Thanks so much for coming in.
Pleasure. Thanks. It's really interesting for me. I'd love to be involved. I think it's fascinating.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Our understanding of psychosis is still very much a mystery, and ways of treating it are still primitive compared to physical illness. After all, it is easy to see the pain and suffering caused by physical diseases or physical trauma. It is not so easy to see the mental suffering and trauma of severe mental illness. But what if we could find a way to see it? Games are capable of drawing you in for hours on end, playing the role of a character who is different from you, experiencing their perspective, and actively involving you in a world that functions with a different set of rules. If we were to represent Senua's psychosis, we would have to simulate voice hearing, a common attribute. But how can we simulate something we have no first-hand experience of? Professor Charles Fernyhough, a leading expert in voice hearing from Durham University, offered his help.
Hearing voices is an experience that is usually associated with severe mental illness, and crucially we know that hearing voices is a part of ordinary life for many people who don't meet the criteria for mental illness.
Yeah. Oh, that's not him in real life.
We know voices vary according to where they appear in space. Voices can appear far away in the distance, they can appear right there in your ear, they can seem to be coming from inside your head.
Based on the information Professor Fernie Ho provided, I put together a sound brief and invited some actors to the studio. We recorded the actors using a binaural microphone, which records the 3D spatial position of sound, replicating the way sound is heard by human ears. It gives you an incredible sense that the person you are listening to is right there beside you.
Can't see where she's going.
Rachel Waddingham from the Voice Collective came to our studio with 2 young voice hearers to speak to our team. We talked at length about their experiences and they listened